Gather round, friends, and picture the vast, sparkling Arctic, where snowflakes dance under the glow of the aurora and ice stretches as far as the eye can see. This is the home of our heroes, Blizzy the penguin and Torta the turtle. Two unlikely friends who prove that heart and smarts can conquer even the wildest challenges. Today, we're diving into their most thrilling adventure, yet a battle against a ferocious Arctic blizzard that tests their courage, teamwork, and friendship. So, grab a cozy blanket, imagine the icy winds, and let's join Blizzy and Torta on their epic tale of the blizzard shelter. It all began on a crisp Arctic afternoon, the kind where the sun hangs low, casting a golden shimmer across the snow-covered tundra. Blizzy, a sleek penguin with feathers as black as midnight and a white belly that glowed like fresh snow, was waddling across the ice, his flippers flapping with excitement. "Torta, come on. The ice cliffs are perfect for sliding today," he called, his voice echoing through the frosty air. Torta, a sturdy turtle with a shell as tough as glacial ice and a slow, deliberate stride, plodded behind, his green eyes squinting against the glare. "Blizzy, you know I'm not built for speed," Torta chuckled, his deep voice calm as ever. "But I'll humor you. Just don't expect me to spin like a top." The two had been friends for ages, their differences Blizzy's boundless energy and Torta's steady wisdom making them the perfect pair for Arctic adventures. They set off toward the cliffs, laughing and bantering, unaware that the Arctic had a surprise in store. As they trekked across the frozen landscape, the sky began to change. The golden light faded, replaced by heavy, gray clouds rolling in like an army of shadows. A chill wind picked up, whistling through the icebergs and sending snowflakes swirling. Blizzy, ever the optimist, brushed it off. "Just a little breeze," he chirped, doing a little twirl on the ice. But Torta, who always seemed to sense trouble before it arrived, stopped and tilted his head. "This isn't just a breeze, Blizzy," he said, his voice serious. "Those clouds are thick, and the wind's got a bite. A blizzard's coming, and we're too far from home." Blizzy's eyes widened, his usual bravado faltering as he noticed the snow starting to fall faster, stinging his face like tiny needles. The cliffs, once so inviting, now loomed in the distance, unreachable as the storm closed in. "What do we do, Torta?" Blizzy asked, his voice trembling slightly. Torta's calm gaze steadied him. "We fight assez firmement. And we do it together." The wind howled louder now, a deafening roar that drowned out the usual sounds of the Arctic, the creak of ice, the distant call of seals. Snow whipped around them, turning the world into a blinding white blur. Blizzy, shivering despite his thick feathers, tried to take charge. "I'll dig a snow cave," he shouted, diving into a nearby drift. His flippers scooped frantically, but the wind was relentless, filling the hole as fast as he could dig. Snow clung to his feathers, and his energy began to wane. "It's no use," he gasped, flopping onto the snow, his beak chattering. Torta, unbothered by the cold thanks to his insulated shell, plodded over and nudged Blizzy gently. "You're fighting the storm, not working with it," Torta said, his voice cutting through the gale. "We need to use what we've got. My shell can block the windlets build around it." Blizzy blinked, hope flickering in his dark eyes. "You're a genius, Torta," he squawked, scrambling to his feet. Torta positioned himself against a tall snowdrift, his broad shell facing the wind like a shield. The storm battered against it, but Torta stood firm, his legs planted like ancient tree roots. "Start packing snow around me," he called. Blizzy, reinvigorated, waddled into action. He scooped snow with his flippers, piling it against Torta's shell to form a curved wall. The wind still howled, but Torta's shell broke its force, giving Blizzy a small pocket of calm to work in. Snow by snow, the wall grew, curving into a dome as Blizzy followed Torta's instructions. "Pack it tight," Torta said. "It'll hold better." Blizzy's flippers moved faster, his determination fueled by Torta's steady presence. The snow began to form a sturdy igloo, its walls thickening as Blizzy smoothed them with his belly, sliding back and forth like he was on his favorite ice slide. Inside the growing shelter, the air grew quieter, the storm's roar muffled by the thick snow walls. Blizzy poked his head inside, panting but grinning. It's working, Torta. You're like a walking fortress. Torta chuckled, his shell still braced against the wind. And you're the spark that keeps us going. Keep piling, we need a roof. Blizzy nodded, climbing over the dome. The work was exhausting, and Blizzy's flippers ached, but he kept going, inspired by Torta's calm resolve. Finally, with one last pat of snow, the igloo was complete, a cozy haven in the heart of the blizzard. Torta eased out from the wall, leaving a small entrance, and the two friends crawled inside, collapsing onto the snowy floor. The shelter was small but warm, the thick walls blocking the wind's icy claws. Blizzy, still shivering, curled up next to Torta, who radiated a gentle warmth from his shell. How do you stay so calm? Blizzy asked, his voice soft in the quiet of their igloo. Torta smiled, his eyes glinting in the dim light. I've got a thick shell and a thicker head, he joked. But really, it's knowing we've got each other. You bring the fire, I bring the plan. Blizzy laughed, his shivers fading. To pass the time, he started telling silly story-stalies of penguins surfing on icebergs and turtles racing polar bears. Torta, usually reserved, couldn't help but chuckle, adding his own twist about a turtle who built an igloo castle. The storm raged outside, but inside, their laughter filled the space, turning their shelter into a home. Urpased and Savn. Blizzy peeked out the entrance, gasping as the clouds parted to reveal a sky ablaze with the aurora ribbons of green and purple dancing like a cosmic celebration. Torta, look! He cried, tugging his friend outside. The Arctic sparkled, fresh snow blanketing the ground like a clean canvas. The igloo stood strong, a testament to their teamwork. We did it, Blizzy said, his voice full of awe. Torta nodded, his slow smile warm. We sure did. Now, let's get home before you challenge me to another crazy adventure. Blizzy laughed, giving Torta a playful nudge, and the two set off, their silhouettes framed against the glowing sky, ready for whatever the Arctic threw their way next. And that, friends, is the story of Blizzy and Torta's Blizzard Shelter, a tale of bravery, brains, and the power of friendship in the wild Arctic. If you loved this adventure as much as we loved sharing it, hit that subscribe button below and join us for more stories of Blizzy, Torta, and their icy escapades. Ring the bell so you don't miss a single tale, and let us know in the comments what you think these two should tackle next. Until then, stay warm, stay curious, and keep adventuring.